Alright guys, so we have a compressor that's not running, and I'm gonna do a quick video how to use a 3-in-1 start device to replace all of this here. So it's an older fridge, so it has a thermal overload and a start relay and a capacitor, and it looks like quite a few wires here, and it could be confusing. Some of them have only 2 wires coming in. Everything was hiding under this box. You take the box off, and normally I would check the windings first. I have continuity between all the 3 pins on there on the compressor. In this case, I checked the continuity. The thermal overload doesn't have a continuity between the terminal and the connection, so I know that's this bad. I checked this. The relay has continuity between both pins and both connections, so I know it's good. Sometimes they go bad too. The hard part is that you have these 4 cables coming into it, and you're like, okay, what's going on here? How do I put this 3-in-1? The 3-in-1 has only 2 cables coming in, so which cables I connect to? And then and it also has the 3 cables coming out of it, the red, white, and black. And these 3 that shows the one that goes on the compressor. So we just need to figure out which 2 cables do I need to connect to. I think all the confusion is because there's a capacitor that, in this case, we have to take it out of here and put it on these terminals right here on the 3-in-1. So I tracked that I have 110 coming in from the main cable. This is my line, and it goes in right into the power cord. And another 2, this one comes from a thermostat or cold control, and the other 2 goes into the capacitor. So what I'll do, I'll cut the capacitor out, just leave 1, use one of these cables, and I think it's the white one that goes from here around and to this guy here. So this one we don't need totally, and this one is a double one. So one goes to the thermostat and another one goes to the capacitor. So I can cut both of these off, and I'm just gonna use this guy and this guy. And I'm going to make sure I'm getting 110 when I plug it in between these 2, and the rest can go. And then I'll just take the capacitor and plug it into these guys. So let's see if it works. Okay, so we cut the capacitor off. Capacitor was on these 2 cables, and I'm left with these 2. And I know we have 110 volts coming into these guys. Just going to cut these off, and I use wire nuts to connect to this guy. Okay, so that's how this looks now. So we get 2 cables, 110 volts. When the thermostat is calling for cold, it goes to relay. The capacitor goes directly in here, and these 3 guys gonna go in the compressor. So it could have been a lot more simple if there were only 2 cables going on to the compressor, start relay, and the capacitor would have been mounted right on the relay. Then it's simple, but the capacitor is separate and it goes with the cables, so that's what it got confusing with multiple cables. So I'm gonna plug it all in. It's gonna work, and yeah, hopefully this clarifies a little bit. But yeah, let's see if it works. So here we go. The single pin was on the bottom, so I flip this upside down, and then I see, look, okay, black is on the bottom, the red one is towards the back, and the white one towards the front. And kind of hard to see, but that's how we got those. And now we just need to plug it in, see if the compressor kicks in. One thing I do usually, I definitely test the compressor for grounded between the terminals and the body of the compressor. If it's grounded, it's no good. Also check the continuity between the pins on the compressor. And if those are good, then compressor most likely is good. But sometimes it could be that it's just old. And I mean, it is a question why the relay broke. Sometimes it's just old and breaks. But sometimes the compressor can be going out. So then I use an amp clamp, set it to amps, and then I connect to one of the cables, power cables. And then when I start, I check for, see when it's starting, see how many amps it draws. So between 1 and 2 it's kind of healthy, but if it's more than 2, 3, then your compressor is probably bad. On the startup could be 3 and 4 right in the beginning, but when it starts spinning it should be around 1 or 2. Okay, right away the compressor kicked in. Here we go, 1.28, we want the AC amp, 1.1 amp, that's really good, so we know compressor is good. The problem was the start relay. Just gonna have to zip tie it, tuck it all in there, and this one's fixed, so just to make sure, touch the high pressure line, see if it starts heating up. In 10-15 minutes it should start getting hot, so then we know the compressor is pumping freon. But this is a good old Embarco compressor, most likely it's fine. So, alright, I hope that helps, guys. Thanks for watching the channel.